Welcome to the I Love Cambridge podcast. This is our second on-site shoot, and today we have Andalyne Tofflemire.
Hello, that's right.
Right, okay, perfect. So, Andalyne, tell us a little bit about the Butterfly Conservatory.
Sure, we're the Cambridge Butterfly Conservatory. We've been here for going on 19 years now, which is great, and we're a locally owned tourist attraction, very family-friendly educational facility. We love to talk about bugs, so you can come stroll through our tropical 10,000 square foot conservatory, where there's about 2,000 butterflies on any given day. We also have our two galleries that we're standing in right now, so we have some other both live and not alive insects on display for people to check out. We've got a cafe, you can come have a snack, have some lunch. We do lots of private bookings like birthday parties, even weddings, stuff like that. So we kind of do lots of events throughout the year. Do lots of stuff.
Awesome. Very good. So you've got something that we were talking about earlier, a calendar of events. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we like to switch it up and have something pretty much every month of the year. So if you do go on our website and check out the calendar of events, we like to have something you could come back for all throughout the year. January, we have our Flight of White exhibit that goes on. We feature a black and white rice paper butterfly in the conservatory. February is Family Day weekend. Huge weekend here. We call it our Hug-a-Bug because we want people to come meet some bugs. March break is our Bug Feast event where you can come eat a bug. Then we've got Woolly Bear weekends in the fall. We feature the fuzzy red and black caterpillar. Chicho is our parrot. He's a huge personality here, so we throw him a birthday party every November.
Does he talk?
He talks parrot really well. He can say his name in a few words, but that's about it. But people just love him. So you can come eat birthday cake, sing happy birthday to him, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and there's more things as well. So you can come back and again and again, which is why a lot of people get memberships because we've got so much fun stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. So how many members do you have? Do you have any idea?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure we're over 600.
Oh, wow.
The gift store manager would know exactly, but it's, again, grows every year. It makes a great gift. So usually at Christmas time, a lot of people get a membership for a loved one. And especially for those who have young ones in the fall, every weekday we do story time. So a lot of parents will bring their kind of preschool age kids, even just come for an hour, read a story, say hi to the butterflies, have a snack, and then move on.
That's really cool. Now, you mentioned something about the number of people coming through here. It's a little over 100,000 people a year?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but it's about that,
that's impressive.
And
great. The other thing that I was impressed by was the number of people that come from outside of Cambridge. And the percentage is approximately...
So it was approximately 70% local, which I think would qualify like, let's say, an hour in each direction.
I see.
So, I mean, a lot of people from Cambridge, Guelph, Tri-City, but a lot of people from London, Toronto. And then the smaller percentages, a few people from south of the border. But
I see.
Other than that, it's we've had people come from like Orangeville, I don't know, Windsor. That's a bit farther. The majority of them are not too far away.
So they're coming a bit of a distance here. I know we spoke earlier about this, but where's the next closest butterfly conservatory?
Yeah, we're pretty proud to be special and unique that way. Niagara Falls has a lovely butterfly conservatory as well. But other than that, we're the only two, at least of our size and stature in Ontario. And then there's a few out east and a couple out west, but that's about it. So
very good. Very good. And so where do all the butterflies come from?
Our butterflies are tropical. They actually start their life in the tropical rainforest, specifically Costa Rica and the Philippines for us, because they're raised on butterfly farms where it's considered, it's a sustainable form of agriculture. Local families raise these caterpillars. When they make the chrysalis or the pupa, they package them up, ship them by plane to facilities like ours. And then we just hang them up in a window. You let them emerge when the butterflies are ready, and then they fly around, and then visitors get to come and enjoy them.
Wow, that's really cool. So the one thing that you had mentioned to me was the outdoor butterfly and bug hunt that ran this summer on July 20th and 21st.
That's right.
So this is an annual occurrence?
I'm sure hoping so. It was new this year. And it was inspired by our very popular summer guided tour, the outdoor bug hunt. We love to talk to people about tropical butterflies and tropical bugs, but we've got a lot of great insects in our backyard that people don't always see. And they don't always know about them. So
Mhm.
we take people in our back field.
Yep.
We've got a lovely wildflower meadow
Mhm.
every day in the summer, and kids and families get a bug net and a bug catcher. We just go look around and talk about the importance of insects
Mhm.
and which cool ones are here. So I thought, why don't we make this into a bigger event?
Mhm.
So we did a Saturday and Sunday self-guided bug hunts all day, both days. We had a bug ID booth.
Okay.
So I was there with a bunch of
Getting
books
fingerprints, or
yeah, not fingerprints, but and you know what? I mean, families loved it. A lot of parents really got into it. They would come and bring me like, I found this grasshopper. Can you tell me what it is?
oh
And
wow.
we helped people identify things and talk about what's nearby. And we had a face painter, we had music, we had some live birds of prey. So yeah, we're totally hoping it'll be an annual thing.
Very cool. So, in addition to butterflies, you have other animals and
Mhm.
species back here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. It's I mean, by far our next biggest group of animals here is insects and invertebrates. We've got a few arachnids like spiders, scorpions, cockroaches, stick insects.
Mhm.
We have some on display, but we really like to bring them out so people can meet them up close.
Mhm.
Like
You-
I
like
have
you
one
have right
here. Yeah.
That's not one of the edible ones, is it?
It's well, no, not that we serve at Bug Feast. This is a hissing cockroach, and they are one of our more popular ones. They're really chill, as you can see, so they'll just sit right there. But we like to show people that insects they're not gross and slimy.
Yep.
Like 98% of the time,
Mhm.
they're really friendly. These guys, even though cockroaches get a really bad rap,
Mhm.
like they're super important in the environment.
Mhm.
They're decomposers, they're detritivores, they're food for other animals. So those are some of the things we talk to people about.
Now, what word did you just use? Tritivores?
Detritivore,
Okay,
which
so-
means they eat gross decomposing stuff.
Oh,
pretty
I
much.
see. Okay. Okay.
That's
Very good.
sorry, I'm using
Well,
fancy words
You
again.
should see some of the people I hang out with.
Yeah. But would you like to give it a touch?
Sure.
Have you ever touched a large hissing cockroach before?
I don't think I have. I've
There
touched
you
a
go.
cockroach
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
but nothing that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're really happy to have lots of bug friends, as we call them,
Very
that we
cool.
bring out. So
Very cool.
it's just-
So, how many different species of butterflies do you have?
It's it can vary a little bit, but it's usually between 35 and 45. Sometimes as much as 50 if we've got a special event going
Okay.
on. But so let's say around 40 on
Okay,
any daily
Perfect.
basis.
So lots of variety.
Mhm,
Yeah. Now, one thing that kind of saddened me when you were telling me back in the I'm not sure what
The
name of it-
conservatory portion, yeah.
was the lifespan of a butterfly. I
Mhm.
never realized it was so short.
It's true. That's what a lot of people are actually shocked to hear. Even though the whole life cycle of the butterfly is maybe a month and a half to 2 months, the average adult butterfly flying around lives 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I guess to humans that sounds pretty short.
Yeah.
I'm sure the butterflies think
Doesn't
it's
give it
great.
much thought.
But yeah, it is a lot different to think about. There are some butterflies that can live as long as 5 or 6 months,
Okay.
but that's much more the exception than the rule. A lot of one we actually get asked about a lot is the monarch.
Okay. Yes,
The
of
monarch
course.
is pretty popular, and then everyone says, well, they migrate to Mexico, so how do they do that in only 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, the monarch's actually even more special because we only get a few generations a summer.
Mhm.
So the ones you would see like in July and August only live a couple weeks,
Mhm.
and then we get a few generations. But the ones that are born in the fall can live
Mhm.
7 months to make the journey
Oh,
down to
really?
Mexico.
Oh,
So
that's
it all
really neat.
depends on what time of year you're born.
Yeah.
If you're monarch, how long you live.
I see. I see. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
But people love to hear that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. You had mentioned that you're expanding now into the invertebrate collection
Mhm.
that are in display here in the galleries, right?
Mhm.
Is this one of them that we're in right now?
Yeah, and I
Okay,
don't
good.
think just where we're standing, you can't see some of the live insect terrariums. But for years we've had the more like mounted display on the walls,
Mhm.
and we would bring in traveling exhibitions from other facilities, which was awesome.
Mhm.
But we were getting more and more of these live invertebrates, and the staff show them off. But
Mhm.
a lot of them are still in the back. Why can't people be admiring them all the time?
Sure.
So yeah, we're starting to develop more of the display terrariums that are permanent here all the time. Currently we have 12 on display, but we're working towards 24 in the not too distant future. And invertebrates totally are going to be the focus, but I think we might even get some like poison dart frogs,
Oh,
and some more
wow.
tarantulas and scorpions, stuff like that.
Now you've got, mentioning expanding on that, you've got some turtles back there too,
And we
right?
have turtles, yeah.
Oh,
So
yes, okay.
we do like the vertebrates as
Mhm.
well, the backboned animals. We have 4 turtles that live in our pond. And there's not only Chicho the parrot, there's some finches,
Okay.
quail, doves that also live back there,
Mhm.
because they just kind of add to the rainforest experience.
Mhm.
The 4 turtles, just fun fact, are named after the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, of course.
Except we found out Donatello is a girl, so
Oh.
that's Donna now. And they've been with us for over 15 years. I think they're going on 25, 30 years old.
Wow. Very good.
Unlike the butterflies, they
Yes,
live really
so
long.
they go the exact opposite.
The other way, yeah.
Very good. So the one of the things you had mentioned here coming up in September, I guess, is the Monarch tagging weekend. That's coming up on the 14th and 15th of September.
Yeah, we
correct?
usually do it the 3rd weekend in.
Mhm.
It's not that far away now. I keep forgetting we're almost in mid-August.
Yeah.
So the monarchs are going to start migrating soon. And because the monarch is such a beloved butterfly, we have an event for them. We call it the tagging weekend because there is a citizen science project that anybody can get involved with. You purchase a special tag. It's like a little sticker that goes on the wing. And this allows researchers to learn about their migration and their
like
movements.
a bird.
Yeah, it's like a bird. It's not as
yeah.
fancy as a little RFD chip for continual tracking, but that's actually how we found out monarchs overwinter in Mexico.
I see.
This tagging system was developed by Canadian scientists, which is
Oh,
really
of course.
cool. About
Kudos
40
for
years
Canada.
ago. Yeah, right. So the weekend we'll have a booth set up showing people how you tag a monarch. We do a few releases throughout the weekend, which are a huge hit. We do some educational presentations like on pollinator gardening, if you want to create habitat for pollinators like monarchs.
So you can plant certain things in your garden that will attract butterflies.
Totally,
Yeah.
and they benefit the butterflies, but other pollinators like bees, flies, and beetles as well. I'm sure you've heard a lot of talk about pollinators in the news the last few years, so it's pretty important to give them some habitat back. We're pretty good at putting in our perfectly manicured lawns that don't really offer a lot of food and habitat to them, so.
Yeah, you're making me feel guilty.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned here that it's also a good place to come in the wintertime.
Yes,
Okay.
I would highly recommend people take advantage of our plus 25 Celsius in the middle of January when you're getting a little tired of the snow and the ice. You can always, and the wind, you can walk into it always to me feels like a big warm hug.
Yes.
As soon as you go through those doors, that humidity, the warmth, there's the birds chirping, there's the flowers and the colors, like it's a real nice oasis to come escape to without the 7-hour flight.
Yes, that's right. So do you get a lot of groups from schools and that sort of thing?
We do. The school groups, the busiest time for them is usually April and May and June, because they like to finish the school year with a visit.
Yeah.
And then the fall and winter, we do get a lot of bus tours and seniors groups, which again, I think this is a great place. They just come, sit on the bench, just take in all of the sights and the sounds, and it's a nice, calm, peaceful place. So awesome. Lots of groups throughout the year.
Very good. Now I wanted to ask you the annual Bug Fest, which is at March break, and you mentioned something about eating insects.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That is, I would say, one of our top 3 most popular events here. Bug Feast at March break time, we get over 11,000 people who come, and we talk to them about entomophagy.
Okay.
So that's the practice of eating insects.
Okay.
Which to us here in Canada and the US, we're like, I'm not so sure about that. But the rest of the world eats insects all the time. And insects are not only good for us, they do often taste good. And the United Nations thinks it's going to be the way we feed the world population going forward, because you can raise so much good quality insect protein food in a smaller amount of space using less resources than like cows or pigs or chickens or something like that. So we usually make 3 different samples for people to try when they come. Okay. So if you want to come back on March break,
I will
taste your test buds. I don't know what's on the menu.
Anything chocolate covered, or
we usually try to get something that's sweet, because if you can cover something in chocolate, people can.
You can't taste the bud.
Yeah. What did we do last year? We've done anything from grilled cheese, mealworms to scorpion jambalaya, which people still talk about. Lots of stuff. So.
Okay, very good. Now you do a lot of you folks host a lot of weddings and private events here.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Which is another great offering I think we have for the
Very
community.
Good. Yep. And you had mentioned something about celebration of life that people do here as well. That's awesome.
We've always had a few inquiries about it every year, but we kind of realized, I mean, butterflies are a very meaningful, symbolic animal for people, especially when it comes to life and death and moving on to, you know, more beautiful things. So that's been increasing in popularity. A lot of people, you can book it in an afternoon, like on a weekend, but we could do evening private events, and we offer butterfly releases.
Okay.
So you can come and we'll give you a box. It all happens in our conservatory. You don't let them go outside, but and you can open up a box, let them fly away in memory of a loved one.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about Cambridge because obviously,
okay, sure,
I love Cambridge.
yeah.
So, what you're from Guelph?
Technically, I'm a Guelphite. I'll do my best.
Okay, so what do you love most about Cambridge?
What do I love about Cambridge? I like the more historic small town feel. Now, like I know Cambridge is unique because it's kind of three town centers, right? But whenever I find myself kind of like in the middle of one of those town centers, it has that kind of older, smaller town feel to it, which is really neat.
Now, if you had this is sort of a question that we like to ask, if you had a magic wand and you could change anything about Cambridge, what would it be?
Less construction.
And getting some transit up here maybe too, right?
Transit,
yeah,
maybe
we were talking about that.
Yeah, because we here, the conservatory, are technically out on the city limits. We don't have public transportation. So sure, if there's anybody out there listening who can help us with transportation.
Yes.
But I don't know. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
So your location here is 2500 Kossuth?
Yes, we're like right across from the airport. It's just up there on the fountain,
Okay, and your hours of operation?
Yeah, we're open 10 to 5 every day. Throughout the year, with the exception of Christmas and New Year's. Okay. So yeah, open year round. You can come anytime.
Okay. And cost of admission?
For an adult, it's including tax, it comes to about $16.95. Okay. Kids between the ages of 3 to 12, it comes to about $8.50, including tax, if I recall correctly. So family of 4, it's usually about $65. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And the other thing that you had mentioned that I found very interesting is this is all self-funded, right? Yeah. And you get that from the revenues of admission and any donations or anything?
Occasionally, like we have a few, and as some families over the years that are just like, you're a really special place. We love you. We want to help support you. But mostly it's just all privately funded and sales and all that. Yeah.
Good. Now, is there any question that I didn't ask you that I should have?
We touched on a lot of the really fun stuff. I don't think so. We talked about everything from the animals to the events and everything. So that's great. Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast.
Yeah, I loved it.
And I've got to apologize because I did a show earlier and we run these on a weekly basis. So they'll see me in the same clothes. So I'm doing this disclaimer right now.
Sure. So that they know. All right.
Anyway, thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you, Walter.
Okay.